All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm Blitz5, and I hope you guys are doing well. As per tradition, we have the console patch notes for PUBG Update 11.2, and this update is already live on PC, so I was able to get some footage of what's going on in this update and share with you guys. And this is going live on Xbox, PlayStation, and Stadia tomorrow on May 6th. Depending on where you live, that could be a different time. For me on the East Coast, it's going to be live early morning, East Coast US, that is. So I know some people are disappointed with the past couple seasons. Things have slowed down a little bit for PUBG in the beginning of 2021. We are still expecting a lot of stuff on that this year to come at some time. New map, allegedly. Miramar remaster, allegedly. So we'll just wait and see. Right now, a lot of quality of life things and hopefully improving the game. Performance and all that stuff with every update. And finally, we have the Survivor Pass, which is probably the big deal on this one, although it has come with some controversy. So right here, they are launching Survivor Pass Pajama Party. Just check out in-game. A lot of people not happy about this because it's kind of very specific Survivor Pass for items related to a pajama party. If you want to see the items in that Survivor Pass, I have a video on my channel, which I'll link somewhere above me here. And then they're also changing the Erangel bridges, the iconic two main bridges going from the main island to the military base. So here's a quick video if you want to check it out from PUBG. Here is the bridge. So I was kind of shocked that they're making changes to the bridge. Bridge blocking is obviously a thing that can be frustrating for players trying to cross the bridge. But nowadays, I mean, you've always had the option to swim, take another bridge, take a boat, right? Those have always been the options. If both bridges are blocked, then you only have the option of trying to swim or get a boat. But now you have gliders, you have the ferry boats, you have the emergency balloon Fulton pickup thingamabobber, whatever it's exactly called, the Fulton balloon pickup. So there's a lot of different options to get across. And now they're making the bridge wider and with a double catwalk here. So again, I think like one of these things would have been nice, maybe, right? Just reposition the bridge, maybe add one catwalk. But they went ahead and did all three. They made the bridge different. They changed it and they added a catwalk on both sides. So this is going to be a lot more difficult to bridge block, but give people a lot more opportunity to cross the bridge or counter play. But it's also going to give people a big opportunity to kind of camp the bridge in these weird locations now, underneath the bridge, for example, and behind these different boxes. So while I'm talking here, I'm going to show you guys, there's some images. Let's show you the images first. So this is what PUBG included. They show before and after. You can clearly see that the bridge is wider. And then they have a before and after of the catwalk, which is kind of just parallel with the bridge. And then there's a couple of places that go underneath the bridge. And then we have, this is probably a really, this was a poor addition to the patch notes. This kind of got memed a little bit. The dump truck has been repositioned. Like people were laughing that PUBG included this, but it's a lot more. If you just read this, you think, okay, they just moved one dump truck. It's like the iconic bridge dump truck, but it's a lot more than that. And they actually filled it as well. So you can't hide in there like you used to be able to. But really everything on the bridge has changed. So while I'm talking here, I'm going to do a pan through of the bridge. So we're going to show you guys the original bridge, original East Bridge versus the new East Bridge. And then we're going to compare that versus the West Bridge, original West Bridge and the new West Bridge. So as we fly down the video or down the bridge, I didn't do this exactly each time, so it's not going to be a perfect comparison, but you can see the bridge is clearly wider and that pretty much everything has changed on the bridge, and they've kind of sporadically added cover on the left and right side of the bridge, a lot less cover. So it doesn't seem like you're going to be able to have as much of a secure location. And then behind most of the cover is an entrance point from the bottom of the bridge. And a lot of these are on the opposite side. So basically, if you are in cover, someone could pop up from the catwalk on the opposite side of the bridge and kind of cross shoot you and take you out. So really, my first thought was this is going to be really hard to hold. But then after looking at it a little bit more, I'm like, if you have your team, two guys on the bridge, two guys watching the catwalk, you still might be able to get some fun bridge blocks. But again, at this point, really only, new players are going to blindly cross the bridge when there's so many different ways to get across now. So, whether this is a good thing or not, PUBG said that they received a lot of feedback saying that this is one of the areas that people wanted to improve. I would love to see that. I'm surprised to hear that feedback. I mean, if they received it, it must be true, I guess, to a certain extent. And actually, now that I think about it, PUBG did put out a survey asking players if you could change one thing about Erangel, what would it be? And I guess a lot of players put the bridge. I would love to hear what you guys think down in the comments below. If you could change one part of Erangel, what would it be? When I went to go answer that question, I actually kind of had a hard time thinking about it at first because Erangel is a great map and you don't want to mess up the balance of Erangel. But there are a few areas where I feel like a lot of people don't land, and personally, I don't like to play. For example, in Stalber, near Watertown, and also the swamp north of Quarry. I feel like those areas are also always really strange to play in. Kind of seem a little bit unbalanced maybe, but again, that's just my opinion. But in any case, they must have heard a lot of feedback about the bridge and are changing it this way. And we'll see how it plays out in game. Like every change in PUBG, we got to play it to see what happens. And I really haven't had that much game time on PC to test it out. So there we go. You know, I definitely want to hear you guys think of the bridge. What would you change in Erangel down in the comments below? And let's move on. And here is more about the Survivor Pass Pajama Party. Before, you know, I know this isn't going to be everyone's thing, but really if you're into missions and just getting skins and having fun and completing things, really the pass isn't so bad. They kind of force you to buy this AUG skin, but the pass is only 990 G-Coin and you actually earn 500 of that G-Coin back. So in reality, you're spending less than $5 for this pass and for the AUG skin. And if you complete it, and it's really not that bad of a deal if you're just looking for something to do in the game, you don't mind spending a little bit of money. I mean, this is a very small amount of money. It's even less than $5 now. 100 G-Coin is actually less than $1. So you can kind of do the math that way. But if you want to just play or err on the side of caution, you can just say that 100 G-Coin is $1, but it is a little bit less than that. I think the actual equation is a G-Coin, 111 to 133 G-Coin can equate to $1. I did the math yesterday. So there you go. It's kind of technical information. But that will start as soon as the maintenance period ends on May 6th. And then that will run until June 17th. And hopefully we will see a new map or Miramar Remaster around that time. But we'll see. And then scrolling down, we have gameplay and balance, which this is just talking about the reputation system, which on paper is a great idea. And I hope they can really improve this and make this work for all the people out there that are looking to play with randoms and want a better experience. I actually had someone come into my stream this week and say that they really play with a lot of randoms. They don't have much time to play at night. They hop into a game, you know, a squad game or two when they have the time, a lot of times with randoms. And they've been having a lot of bad experiences getting team killed and harassed online. And that just makes me sad to hear that that happens so much in the game, or really with anything, but in gaming sometimes too. So hopefully the reputation system can eventually fix this. But right now, this thing is still, to me, in like a beta form, even though it's published. It needs to be fixed a lot. So until then, I'm not really going to give it too much time. This is a weapon modeling update for the SLR, which is very small. UI improvement. So right now, basically, if you've ever used like PUBG Lookup or PUBG Stat Tracker, they're just trying to make the in-game menu show more information, kind of like a placement trend and some more information. All that stuff, more the better, right? If you haven't used those apps or those websites, I recommend checking them out. Pretty cool. Some more match history information. Quality of life improvement. So here, right now, when they changed the inventory, when you use the right thumbstick, you actually couldn't move anymore, like your camera, and it would actually just move the inventory. A lot of players like myself did not like that. You want to be able to kind of move when you're looting sometimes and pan the camera, look for enemies. And now you can do that, so that function is gone. And they've made some changes to that. And then this is a really interesting improvement here. So PUBG, this is probably low-key kind of one of the biggest parts of the update, is that you can now change your settings on a decimal point basis. So instead of just changing it between 1, 2, 3 times, you can now do decimals. So this person has a 5.6 1 times zoom. You can do 4.5, 3.2. I think sometimes more options the better, unless it convolutes things. And I don't think that this makes things more complicated. I don't know if they needed to go to the decimal form, right? Like people are now going to be like, I don't know if I'm stuck at, if I want my sensitivity at 8.2 or 8.1, like, is there really going to be a difference? Maybe just having 8 and then 8.5 and then 9 and then 9.5 could have been fine enough. But for the most part, you know, more options, the better. And, you know, anything to allow you fine tune your settings. And then now they're giving you the option to adjust the brightness and type of each scope in the settings. Again, this was really nice when it was in game. They took it out of the game because they're trying to, you know, change the, there's only so many buttons that you have when you play games. So PUBG's trying to take things out of the game so they can put more features in the game and map those buttons. But this is one of those things that I still would like to see in the game, because you're not going to go into your settings and change the stuff on the fly when you need it. But if you have a really particular preference about your scope brightness or reticle type, then you can set that for all the different things here, which is good. And then this is an interesting change. So I tweeted about this and it's got a lot of reaction so far. I saw this in the patch notes and immediately tested it out on PC with a controller. And basically now I've been doing a lot of drive buying. It's a hot topic. When you're with a controller, using a controller input, when you switch seats, you actually, the gun animation doesn't go away. So you're constantly aiming down sights. And when you hit A, you are still aiming sights, but you just switch seats. I'll show this video to show you guys what I'm talking about. So a lot of people are upset by this. But really what PUBG is trying to do here, and what PUBG Andy, who's community manager for PUBG, responded on my tweet, was that really console players, on console as a whole, there's less shooting out of vehicles, less killing from vehicles. So the drive-by issue is not as big of a problem on console as it is on PC. PC actually just got a nerf to drive-buying. Console, we're not getting that nerf. And then on top of that, sometimes it's pretty wonky when you switch seats. Also, sometimes when you switch seats, tongue twister, the camera will randomly spin around. This has kind of been happening a lot. So this is kind of being put in to fix that. And I guess if it becomes too overpowered or people are abusing it, then hopefully, they'll pull it back a little bit or change it. And, PUBG and Andy always want to kind of elaborate or iterate here that these changes are, nothing that PUBG does here is usually set in stone, and that they can pull things back and change them. They're ever evolving. They're just trying to improve the quality of the game, even though some people might not see that sometimes. They're trying to make things easier for players. A lot of times people complain about these things initially, but then after they use them, they notice that it's better. So it's hard to pass judgment so far. I don't think this is necessary, but we'll see how it plays out in game. We'll see. Back in the day, a lot of people didn't want auto attaching auto equipping attachments, excuse me. People hated the bots, but the bots have really helped some new players. So, these things have positives and negatives. And then this is something that I've been shocked and been waiting for forever, is that we haven't been able to change the quantity of the things that we're trying to buy. So I'm still hesitant because they're showing this with the coupon, but I want to make sure we can buy crates and items multiple at a time and then remove multiple at a time. So I want to see if this has actually been implemented for all items in the game. If so, thank the universe that PUBG has finally added this. It's crazy that you have to individually buy 10 crates, buy, confirm, buy, confirm, buy, confirm, over holding A every single time. It takes a considerable amount of time to buy 10 crates. And then if you get 10 duplicates, you have to sit there individually, remove each duplicate. It's crazy that in 2021 that they wouldn't have this yet. So hopefully this is implemented and we can finally do that and just save some time in the UI, just a nice quality of life fix. And then we have the performance here, some more performance updates. I just like to see this in every update. We've basically been seeing stuff like this. So this is great. And hopefully that continues. Server change in the EU from Ireland to now Paris, which may affect some players. We have a new PUBG Labs mode that's going to be out for just a couple of days here when it launches on console. So basically just Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. This is Respawn Royale, which is on Paramo. And basically your team will respawn as long as one of your squad mates is still alive. And you have 500 damage increase. So I don't know why they did the 500 damage increase, but I do like this kind of testing of respawns, kind of like a sort of like TDM, sort of like Warzone, but still kind of Battle Royale, kind of like fusing those different playlists together. And to me, even if people don't see a point in this, I think it's fun to test anything under the sun. Put it in PUBG Labs. It's in the main game. You don't need to download anything separately. If you want to try it out, you can. If you don't need to. I think this stuff is great overall, and I'm excited to test it. I did not play this on PC. And there's different spawn kits. You have a DBS, and a crossbow. So maybe that's why, let me take that back, why the damage is increased by 500%. Okay, that makes sense now. So there you go. More information there if you want to read about it. Definitely be checking it out on stream. And they're just letting you know that Labs games do not provide XP for rewards or the Survivor Pass and does not earn you BP. Then we have a bunch of new items coming into the game. Actually, some items, all the battle stat items that are in the store are leaving the game, all those teal ones. So if you want those, make sure you pick them up before they leave. And then we have new nameplates or call signs that are coming in. These are the first ones with animations in them, which they're going to be 500 G coin each. So again, a little less than $5, roughly like $4, $4.50. And you might say this is kind of crazy that there's more stuff to buy in the game now, that some other games you might be able to unlock for free. But, we are in the microtransaction world, and I'm not going to support this heavily, but I'm definitely going to be purchasing one for sure. I like these. I think it's kind of cool. I'll definitely be buying one of these. Am I going to buy all of them? No. Maybe in the future they can bundle these things, and I'd still like to see more of these for free, which I think PUBG will hopefully add in future Survivor passes. You don't want to spend $1 million on PUBG, but I don't mind supporting them, right? And there we go. On top of that, that's it. Just more items here. This is random. People in the stream were wondering why the coffee stuff is coming, but I think a lot of skins in PUBG are just random. I mean, come on, there's a bear and a circus set. So I don't think this stuff really is always in line with the season or with the rank season or with the Survivor Pass. Sometimes this stuff is just random, and this is showing that. I know a lot of people are probably going to be buying this bear. And then new BRDM skin, which is pretty cool. Or the first one, I guess. I don't think there is a BRDM set. And this looks pretty realistic. People would love stuff like this. Very military sim, kind of World War II vibe going on here. And I still think that there's eventually going to be a BRDM update, but I guess not yet. We'll see. All right, people, that's about it, man. Just new skins, some bug fixes here. Nothing major. I read through this. There was a bug fix that was affecting me because I used the 8x scope a lot. And when you zeroed down, it would try to heal you. So that's fixed. And everything else seemed to be pretty minor. So definitely want to hear what you guys think of the update. I know some people might be bummed about this because there's nothing major. Again, the Survivor Pass is nice to have. Some cool quality life fixes, and hopefully setting us up again for a better half of the year. And still some stuff to try out. It'll be fun to test out the new bridges and stuff like that, but nothing crazy here. That's it. So as always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5, and peace out.